Hi guys, this one's a little bit different, right? So back about a year or so ago, myself and Paul done a bit of a series really on TradingView on how to utilize PineScript for some basic indicators. It was more a how-to kind of kick-off session rather than anything complicated or advanced. So what I wanted to share this morning, right, was something kind of different, something a little bit more unusual. And this is actually using free AI. This is the Chat GPT that I want to share. And to kind of show how you can utilize this as a sequence of questions to generate PineScript code, to use as indicators. Okay. So obviously we can't share the links based on the rules within TradingView itself. But what I want to do is just come across to this. You can see obviously at the top here the chat open or chat.openai.com/chat, and then ultimately using this. So what I want to do is just ask the question, generate let's say Pine script code. I'm going to say version 4, right, because I'm more familiar with version 4. That paints on the chart an EMA. I'm going to use 57 as an arbitrary number, and I want plots. Let's just say triangles. Plot triangles when the price closes above the EMA. Make the EMA line width, let's just say 3, and color, let's just say green. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this to generate a little bit of code. Now the general idea is obviously instead of having to learn how to code, if you're not into coding at all, and personally I'm not, this is something that I have a little bit of experience in. I actually paid someone to do my first set of indicators and spend a bit of time working with them to refine the indicators, and got my understanding of how to use the indicators, how to code the indicators by working with somebody who builds indicators. So my exposure is very limited in the grand scheme of things, and this is one of the reasons I like this idea of the tool. Now, obviously you could be very ambitious and go after some really complicated questions and sequence, and I'm sure this tool will come up with the right solutions. But I think for me, this is just a more of a kind of an entry point, just kind of a starting point in terms of where to go with this, right? So what I wanted to do is just share this. Now, hopefully this will work. If not, what I'll do is I'll spend the time to kind of refine the question, because although I'm able now to fix some of the simplistic kind of language terms within PineScript, I'm not really proficient with PineScript as a whole. Okay, so what I want to do is just show how anybody can start programming something like this, right? So I'm going to get rid of what was already there. I'm going to copy and paste this in. Now, hopefully, what we'll have is the first set of triangles. Right? I'm going to add this to the chart. First set of triangles based on the price closing above the chart. Right? Sorry, above the EMA. Okay, so as you can see, this is an indicator that is currently no good, right? Because I'm getting an arrow when the price is clearly above. So what I want to do is kind of, like I said, refine the question as to how I can come back and say, okay, what's the issue there? So what I want to do, I want to come back in and say, this paints on the chart 57 and plots triangles when the price closes above the EMA for the first time. And then paints sell triangles when the price closes below the EMA for the first time. Let's change this to red just to show the difference, and I'm going to submit that and ask the question all over again. Okay, so the idea, like I said, to show you with how simple and how you would actually ask the question. this is the reason I wanted to record this as a video idea. I think it's a lot easier than trying to show you something that's already built or show you the exact, first time, first kind of correct version of the question. I wanted to show, how the fixes come into this, as well as being able to fix this, rectify this kind of for yourself, right? So you can then tailor it, refine it, tweak it, amend it, go back and tweak it again until you're actually happy with what you have as your kind of desired outcome. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one on the chart for now. All right. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I can as well, but at the same time waiting for the AI to generate its code. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on until I get to the next level that I want. Now, obviously, I might have a few other issues. So if I do, I'm just going to leave it there in terms of the current video. If I don't, then obviously I will kind of close the video out anyway, and hope you guys obviously go away and kind of explore this. And again, if you do, kind of, if you don't mind, add me to your kind of mailing list, if you will, in terms of when you generate something. Just, not so much give me a mention, but what I want is just to kind of see what you guys come up with. I mean, that's really what I done this video for. This, today, I really wanted to get a feel for what you guys and what the community is kind of capable of building using this particular tool. So, just kind of give me a shout out when you've actually built something doing this, using this particular method, and it'd be really interesting to kind of just chat about it, kind of going forward. So let's see, obviously, if this is now generated enough. Looks like we are towards the end. I'll get ready for this. Just plotting the triangles. I'm waiting for it to say stop generating. What have we got? Set price color, bar color close, EMA. Well, this is actually giving me something a little bit more complicated than what I was looking for in the first place. So fingers crossed we don't get any errors on this. I can see a quick fix if we do get an error on this. But in essence, I'm going to copy the code again. I'm going to come back to my Pine editor. I'm just going to copy and paste that into, and then add this version then to the chart as the next version. I'm going to get rid of the first one. And as you can see, what I now have is color coded bars. I'm going to come to the bars instead of the candles. And what you can actually see is a pretty simplistic indicator that allows me to see when the price goes below and closes, when the price goes above and closes. Then obviously I've got a buy and sell EMA indicator based on an arbitrary 57 version of the indicator. So in essence, guys, look, it's as simple as that, right? This is the reason, like I said, I just wanted to share something pretty neat in terms of an idea. And obviously this has worked out pretty cool in terms of the example. So like I said, just give me a shout out if you do play around with this. It'd be really interesting and fascinated to see what other people come up with. And I hope you enjoyed this one. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of the week.